Hey, I'm Will. This is a Cardboard Minute. I will be playing the 51st State Master Set today with the Moloch expansion. I will teach you how to play the game, show you the solo version and how that works, play through an entire session, and then I'll give you my reviews afterward, including some thoughts on each of the different expansions available for 51st State. In this game, you are competing to create a new state in a post-apocalyptic world full of mutants and monsters and enemy AI, evil AI robots who are trying to hunt down human survivors. Especially with the expansion, with the Moloch expansion, there will be all kinds of robot machinery coming after you and attacking you. And we will have to deal with that on top of competing for victory points. So let's head down to the table and I will teach you how to play. So before you start, each player will need a board. The different sides are the same thing. Just depends on whether you want to play with male or female or not. Each player board is just a little bit different. And then you'll be setting up the two different contract cards, the reds and the blues, with the top one revealed. And with the Moloch expansion, you'll shuffle and set up the Moloch enemy deck. Also, you'll take the base cards from the game, which are the 88 cards that show 51st State written in the corner, and shuffle them with an expansion deck. In this case, this is the Moloch expansion. You can play with one expansion at a time. I highly advise you put your resources in some sort of container to keep them organized, so you're not constantly picking them up and dumping them on the table at the beginning and end of the game. So, how you play? First, you will be drawing a hand of 6 cards and discarding down to 4 as part of the setup of the game. Then you go through the various phases of the game. First, there will be a drafting phase of the game where you will be gaining new cards. And to do that, the first player will draw a number of cards equal to the player count plus 1, and then lay them out on the table. And in player order, each player will take turns picking one card and adding to their hand, and then discarding the last one. Then, the last player will do the same thing, but then the draft will go in reverse player order. So the first player will get last pick in this case. So you will end up with 6 cards in your starting hand. Then the game will begin. There will be a production phase where you will get everything shown on your production board, as well as any deals or production cards that you have, which I will show you how that works. And then you'll begin taking actions. However, if you're playing with the Moloch phase, the Moloch expansion, the Molochs will assault you first before you begin the action phase. Then, during the action phase, you'll be going around the table taking turns, doing one action each, until everybody has passed. So, different actions you can do. The general objective of the game is to build out your tableau, or your collection of cards, by building cards, spending resources to build them, activating the cards to gain victory points. Also, each card that is on the table at the end of the game is worth 1 point, so this is important to note. And you'll be attacking potentially your neighbor's cards, or even attacking your own cards for their benefits. And again, I'll also show you what that looks like. So let's show you some examples of some cards first. Each card is multi-use and will have on it a distance number, a spoils collection of items, 1 or 2 icons, a description and a name, and then on the bottom there will be a deal in this blue box here. And each of these cards could be used for any of those things. So, like I said, first I'll cover the basic actions. So after you produce, you will have a good collection of resources to start the round. Any cards that say production on it, like this one, you will also produce during the production phase. Also, keep in mind that whenever you build a new production building, you immediately gain those resources as well. There's also cards that are called open production, in which case you will get to use open production cards of another player's tableau. By doing so, typically you'll be spending a worker, placing it on their building. The opponent will typically, depending on the card, will gain a worker because you used it, and then you'll get to use the action on that card. There are a lot of cards that will say action, which during the action phase, you can use that card as one of the actions. Each action card can only be used once unless it says otherwise. To remember this, put the resources that you've spent on the card to show that it's been used already. Also, the deals will gain you things at the beginning of the game, beginning of production phase, and at the time you produce them. So how do you get cards out onto the board? This is going to be based on these little tokens that come in gray, blue, red, and a multicolored 3-color token. You will get some at the start of the round, typically based on your player board. Not all player boards have the same advantages, but all player boards do have some sort of a conversion action that they can use to gain tokens of certain colors, and also some cards will allow you to produce those tokens as well. The ratio of the production will be different for each of the factions, so everyone has a different advantage in different ways. Also, just like the actions, you can, on the cards, you can place the resources over the actions to show that you've used it already. Each of the different conversions actions can be used once during a round, and in this case, I can, for example, spend 2 gear to get 2 gray tokens, or maybe 1 blue gas can to get 3 blue tokens. Now, what are you going to do with those tokens once you have them? This is how you interact with the cards in your hand. So if you want to build them to add them to your tableau, you are going to discard gray tokens, right, with the arrows, and discard a number of them matching the distance number. And then place it on your board depending on what type of card it is. We have production cards will be lined up at the top. Feature cards will be in the middle, and action cards will be in the bottom. And this will be important later because there is a defense cost on each of those cards. Now we'll get to that in a minute. Alternatively, if you have a ruins, so for example, if your building has been destroyed, you can spend a brick to build over that building with any other card. So it's a pretty efficient way to rebuild after someone has destroyed your things. Alternatively, if you have a card with a matching icon that has already been built, so for example, this one has this green icon, as does this card in my hand, I can also spend a brick to build over the existing card, in which case you always will discard the ruins or discard the existing card from the game. Whenever you build over a ruins or an existing card, also gain 1 point. And remember, each card that you have in your tableau at the end of the game is worth a point each. All right, so that covers adding cards to your tableau. Don't forget, when you add new production cards, you gain the resources right away. Now, if you spend the blue tokens equal to the distance, then you will gain the card as a deal. Remember that you gain what a deal is right away, and you slip the deal card in under the top of your board. So now during the production phase, you will gain all of the deals that you've made. This is a good way to build up a bit of a engine to gain more points. Lastly, the red tokens are for raising buildings or destroying different buildings. You can either destroy buildings from your hand by, again, spending the distance worth of tokens, and then you gain the spoils. If your opponent has a building, so for example, an opponent wants to destroy one of my buildings, they will have to spend the red tokens equal to the defense cost in order to destroy the building. They will gain the spoils, and you will gain the deal, but as a bonus for having your thing destroyed. Plus, then your building will flip over and become a ruins, making it easier to build over later. I also mentioned that the bulldozer will allow you to build over existing buildings regardless of the symbol. And the shield can be used to essentially add one extra defense on that building. Now, typically, destroying buildings is not always the most efficient, so it's not going to happen a lot in the game, but you may want to take out a key building in an opponent's tableau that might be gaining them a lot of points. So it is beneficial to do that. Once everybody has passed, you'll remove any resources from the cards, discard any resources that are left over, but keep your cards, and then move on to the next round. The game will end once one player is on or passes the 25-point marker, and then you will continue to finish that round. And don't forget to add 1 point per building that you've built. Now, the Moloch expansion, which we are playing with, and each expansion is a little bit different, but this is the one that adds the most unique things to the game. They will be adding new Molochs during the assault phase, and then the Molochs will assault me. In which case, you will have to read all the assault wording and resolve them in a way that is least beneficial to the players. You can spend the code resources in order to hack the card, flipping it to its opposite side, and then which looks just like a building, but it always has a distance of 1. And usually they're quite powerful. Then adding it to your hand, or you can just destroy it. At the end of the game, with the Moloch expansion, the player who has the most buildings will lose 2 points per Moloch that is still on the display, which is kind of a way to show that other players have been working hard to destroy the Molochs, but that player has been a little bit selfish and has been working towards their own benefits. Okay, so I also mentioned that at any time you may spend one of these contract cards, if you have one in your hand, for the available bonus. So to work the solo AI is fairly simple to perform and upkeep. What you'll be doing is, first of all, the drafting will be slightly different, but most of the game will set up and play the same. However, the AI will attempt to attack buildings and will make 3 attempts to attack you. If it is successful, it will immediately pass afterwards. The drafting phase is going to be a little different. What you're going to do is you're going to draw 4 cards and put them in the display. You will get to choose the first one, then you will shuffle and deal 1 to the AI, and then you get to pick the third card, and then the 4th one also goes to the AI. Then you will also add another card to the AI's tableau. So they will essentially gain 3 cards to their tableau every round. Then you will always go first. The AI will always attempt to receive one of the contract cards if possible, and if they do, they immediately gain 2 points. Then, if there is no contract cards available, for each round, they will flip over a card, and you're going to make a separate pile that will total up to 3 cards. So they will reveal a card from the top of the deck. If any of the symbols in the card, that are shown on the left here, match any of your buildings, they will attack and destroy that building. If there's a tie, there is a fairly large resolution chart in the rulebook to make sure that there is, no way that you can mess it up. There's a very big priority list. If the card that they wanted to destroy has a shield on it, then congratulations, you've been saved, and the attack was unsuccessful. If they are able to destroy one, then the AI will immediately pass afterwards and will no longer do anything in the round. If the AI has an open production building and you decide to use that building, they will gain a point. At the end of the game, the AI will score for their buildings, and that is essentially it. You'll have an achievement table in the back of the rulebook that will tell you kind of how well you've done as well. And the scores are pretty high. To get the highest level Grandmaster, you would need 80 points. I don't even know if that's possible, but good luck. All right, so I'm going to start off the game with 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to have to discard down to 2. Sorry, I'm going to have to discard 2 cards. Now, what do I want to go for? I probably don't want to get too much in terms of endgame points. Just, yeah, it's not especially useful. I definitely want some production. And probably get some deals early on. Maybe some cheap deals, like getting the gas tank might be good to use, or the wild. A wild resource as a deal would be very useful. Although that is also a nice bonus for points. So I have to decide. Each time you hack a machine, get a point. That could be useful. You can store resources there between rounds. I think that's probably the least useful, certainly right now. I could choose to destroy a machine. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, next, we'll draw 4 cards. And let's see what I want to go for. Each time you hack a machine, you get a meeple. That could be goods. Point for each gear. Spin a blue to get a point and be activated twice. Production building. I think maybe getting something back from hacking might be nice. Because I think it'd be nice to be able to hack these guys instead of just straight up destroying them. I feel like destroying is probably the easy way out, you know? So let's give the AI their first card. Maybe I'll put the Molochs up here. And then I will take production. Yeah, let's grab this one. And give them that one. Okay, time to produce. So I got 3 workers. I do like these upgraded components with the little cutout faces and things in them. See these faces, the bricks have a bit of edging kind of wear on them. The gas cans have these little indentations from the cans themselves. The guns have like a trigger kind of hole, and I think the gears are just gears. There's nothing special about them. But still pretty nice to have them. All right, so I'm gonna get 3 workers, a gas can, a gray token, and a card. And I think I'm gonna have to start. I need to start getting some things here. Oh yeah, okay, so after production, then some Molochs are going to enter play. I think I'm just going to play on the easy mode. You know, since I don't want this playthrough to last forever. So I'm just going to spawn 1 Moloch each round. So they're going to assault. So this is place a gun on the gun action space. So essentially this means I won't be able to use it this round, which is not ideal, since I essentially have no way of getting guns. I do need to get some production going here. So I'm going to spend my gas can. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Let's back it up here. I need to grab something before they run out. I'm going to spend 2 workers. Yeah, you know, that one's not useful to me because I have no guns. Although, could be a way to raise some things. No, you know what, I can take this one. All right, then the AI is gonna go, and they're gonna take this card, remove that from play, and give them 2 points. And now it's my turn. I'm going to instant play this for 2 blue tokens. And I know the AI is going to try to attack me for the first 3 turns, so let's start working on some other stuff first. So I'm going to spend a blue and make a deal here for a gas can. Because if I can take care of this Moloch early, I think that would be pretty nice. because it's going to catch up with me. All right, so they're going to try to attack me. Reveal an icon. Gray and green. I have nothing. Oh, I forgot to deal their extra card. Okay, so I have nothing that they can kill. Back to my turn. I think the wild resource might be good at this point. Although the action's so good. Spend a meeple and just a regular resource for a point can be activated twice. It's very cheap. But I think for my strategy, I'm gonna put that in the deal and get some of that ammo, the wild resource. So I think I know what I'm gonna do here. All right, they're gonna try to attack me again, and of course fail, because I have nothing to destroy. And let's use the gas can to get 3 more blues. Now the trouble is I need to find a gear somehow. I'm not sure how we're gonna do that. Maybe. Let's see, one costs thing, sure, yeah, let's spend a blue, make another gas can production for another blue. Okay, they're gonna make their 3rd attempt to destroy something. They can't, so these attack cards are discarded, and I am now safe from the AI, so it's gonna be time to start building things. I'm going to spend a gray to make the school, put that into production, and that produces a worker, but also has a building bonus of a worker. So that's pretty nice. I'm going to spend the 2 workers for any resource of my choice, and it is going to be a gear. And now I can spend a gear, a gas can, and the wild resource. And I'm gonna hack. Yep, I'm gonna hack this guy. So what happens when you hack him is you flip him over and you add him to your hands. So now they all have spoils and some sort of production, but also more importantly a type that usually relate to the first icon shown on their code. So a little bit of spoilers. They do recommend that you don't look at the Molochs for your first playthrough. So you're kind of going in blind, a little bit of surprise. So do beware, if I reveal them that you don't kind of ruin that for you. And I think he's, as much as it's pretty nice, he's probably best to use as a deal, because getting on those gears is quite nice. Mostly since I haven't spent a gear yet. To get 2 grays. And let's do, each time you hack a machine, get a meeple. Or each time you hack a machine, get a star. I only have 1 blue left and 1 gas can. I think the gas can is going to be wasted this round. I have no way to spend it. I have no way to attack anything. But I can build 1 thing. So do I want a point or do I want a meeple? I think right now meeples are probably best. So let's spend 2 gray tokens to build this feature. Each time I hack a machine, I gain a worker. And then we'll spend the blue and let's put a star point under my deals. So I got 1 point. And I'm just going to hang on to this last card. These resources are unfortunately wasted because there is no open production building that I can use. So that is the end of the round. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Off to a pretty good start. So we will continue. We are going to reveal 4 more cards again, and do another little draft. And what do I want? But I'm not really getting bricks, but 3 points is really nice. Ooh, open production for cards. That could be good. Open production for gear. Might take the card one. And then shuffle these guys up. Give him 1. And I guess I will take the brick card, and then they get this open production for gear, which may not. Oops, we're getting a little bit out of view here. Let's drop it down. All right, then we are going to produce. So I'm now getting 4 workers this round. Thanks to my school. A gas can, a gray token, and a card. Oh yes, and they get an extra one because they get 3 each round. Okay, now the Molochs come out. Rawr. Oh yeah, sorry, and I keep forgetting to produce the rest of my stuff. So I get a point, I get a gear, I get a wild resource, and I get 2 more gas tanks. It's probably a little bit excessive. Okay, so the Moloch is going to assault one of your green or meeple buildings is destroyed. That's not good. You know, I think I'm going to have to keep the production building, the school, so I'm going to lose this one, and it's just going to get turned into a ruin so that it can then do stuff later. Now, let's see what our new contracts are. So 2 blue. Ooh, 2 red right off. Okay, yeah, I'm going to get that. That to my hand. And the AI is going to grab the other one. You get 2 points from it. And I'm going to go ahead and just use it right away. This is an instance to get 2 things. So I don't know if I have any way to get that Moloch gone, because he's pretty nasty. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I raise my own building, even though the action was good, it will give me 3 bricks and a star. That might actually be pretty good. So I'll need a brick from that. Oh, I guess no, he'll give me enough bricks. Let's use 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's use. It's gonna be a waste. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so let's spend the wild as a red to get 2 red tokens. Okay, the AI is going to try to attack me. Oh, an ammo building. No, my school. Oh, my school. Okay, so anyways, they've successfully destroyed all my buildings. I got nothing left. That is unfortunate. And anyways, let's keep going. So I'm going to spend 3 red. I'm going to raise the skyscraper from my hand. And then that's going to give me a point and 3 bricks. The bricks are going to be important here, because I can spend 2 bricks and a worker and hack. Oh, you know, maybe I'll. Sorry, I'm going to back that up a little bit, because I just realized I have a hack bonus card that I still hung on to. So instead, let's build this guy. Oh, he's going to cost 2. Oh, but I can build over. Okay, I can spend a brick to build over a ruin, which is going to give me a point for building over a ruin. And it's each time I hack a machine, I get a point, which I think is going to be pretty good. All right, so now I can spend 2 bricks and a worker to hack that machine. I also get a point because I hacked the machine. And what does he give me? Ooh, spend 2 bricks to hack a machine. Where am I even gonna get the bricks from? That's pretty nice though. Yeah, but where am I gonna get it? All right, let's start by spending a blue to get 3 blues. Oops. 2, 3. And then I'm going to spend 2 to add a deal here, which is going to give me a card. Oh, guns. I need more guns. I still have a lot of blue resources, nothing to do. I can't destroy their buildings. Do they have an open production? They do have an open production. But I would really very much like to keep a worker if possible. Spend 2 to hack a machine. Well, maybe. I have not spent a gray yet. So yeah, let's use his open production. That gives him a point. Gives me a gray. Then I'm going to spend 2 gears. Spend 2 gears to get 2 gray tokens. Then I'm going to spend the 2 gray tokens to build this action building. And yeah, I really need more bricks. Well, so much for that. Spend a worker and a thing to get 2 points. That would be a great way to use all my extra blues. But I don't have any. So let's just spend a gray. Just build this. And I really can't do anything else. I've got a lot of resources that are just being wasted right now. That is unfortunate. I took out some of my buildings I was hoping on. So resources all disappeared in the round. And move on to the next round. 2, 3, 4 cards. Oh yeah, move that. Move these. All right, what we got? We got a brick card. Yeah, I could really use some bricks. I'm gonna take that. Let's see what a random card he gets. And then I'm gonna choose maybe the 1 pointer. And then he'll get this one and plus 1 more. So he's got a fair number of cards under his belt right now. All right, then we produce. So on the board, 3 workers, a blue, a gray, and a card. And then I'm going to get another card, a point, a gear, an ammo, and 2 more blues. All right, let's reveal the new contracts here. Oops. Sorry, out of view. There we go. You guys can see that now. And the new Moloch is going to come in. Oh, I guess we're supposed to draw from the bottom. I don't know. The new Moloch is going to come in, and he's going to assault me. So I have to discard one of these tokens. So I'm going to have to lose the gray. Okay, not so bad. Oh, and he has the perfect things I need to destroy. That's great. All right, so first... I think I want to raise first. Raise a little hell here first. Yeah, let's do that. I would have loved to have more workers, though. Do I have any way to gain more workers? I do not. You know what? I may have to keep my workers for now. So unfortunately, that means the AI is going to get 4 points. So first, I'm going to spend worker and 2 gas to hack, and I get a point for that. He goes into my hand. Oh, okay. It's interesting. A little bit of spoiler. He lets me raise things for enemy locations for blues instead of reds. That's quite interesting. Okay. All right. 2 points for the AI. I am pretty short on resources here. I'd love to make some deals. Let's spend a blue, a gas tank, I mean, for 3 blue tokens. All right, then the AI is going to take the other one of these and get 2 points. They are quite a bit ahead here. Okay, now that is a pretty good feature to build. I could really use more production though. Oh, you want, or even brick deals. Here we go. It's brick deals day. 3 blue. To add this in here and get a brick. Okay, now they're gonna try to attack me. Oh, it's a brick location. They destroyed my hacked machine. No. All right, so what's gonna happen is this goes in the bottom of the deck. Oh, sorry, no, not the bottom. I guess discarded. And yeah, you know what? Let's condense the AI cards a little bit here, just so they'll fit in the camera. And then I just gain a random ruin. Doesn't really matter where it goes. Oh, that is frustrating. They keep destroying my cards. Sometimes you get lucky and they don't have a matching symbol, and then you're kind of getting a free pass. But oh, well, wait, you know what? I probably forgot earlier, but I got a brick because you get a deal whenever they destroy something. I can't even remember what I got earlier, so I apologize. I must have forgotten to claim the resource earlier for whatever they destroyed. Was it these? No, that's the random one I just added. They destroyed this one. That's a worker, but that was last round. Okay. All right, so I can pretty much freely do whatever I want at this point, which is okay. I need to build some things because they keep destroying stuff. Hideout could be good. Store resources. Yeah, I don't really have a whole ton I can do. Do have a wild, I can gain a couple of red and go attacking his stuff. Any spoils I might need. Guns. Spend 1 and 2 guns for 3 points. Yeah, let's do that. Brick. Build over. Getting a point for building over. And this is an action, so it's going to go down here. There's the meeple and 2 guns, which is pretty good. Then I am going to build over something else. Let's get another. Oh, I can't. I don't have any more blues. I could raise something. That could work. You know what? I think I'm just going to spend the gear and the wild for 2 grays. And then I'm going to spend 1 gray to build this feature that lets me store 2 resources and 2 meeples during rounds. So that could be quite useful. I don't have a lot of guns. I could build this gun shop, but I'm not convinced that that's the best. 1 point per gun shop, so I would have 2 points in the game right now. Discard a deal. I don't really want to do that. I could try to draw a card by spending 2 meeples, or spend 2 meeples for a resource. I think I might instead just, I might just wait. Since I can store resources, I don't even really have to spend the 1. So let's do that. Let's spend that, build this feature for 1, and then I am going to pass. Okay, next round. Slow progress, slow progress. It'll speed up as I get my actions going here. Okay, card to draft. Spend a thing to gain 2 workers. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Spend a gas to gain blue. Produce a worker for each of that symbol, which I have none. They destroyed some earlier. And spend 2 guns. I don't have guns. Let's grab the Merc outpost. They're gonna shuffle, gain cards, and then I will gain. The Confessor might be good just for spoils, and then this one they'll get +1 more. Still, they have no open. Oh, they do have an open production still. Okay. Now the Moloch is going to come stomping out. I get all my production, and the stuff that was on my Thieves' Den is going to come back into my supply, which I forgot to clean off a couple things from last round. They were good. All right, so I'm going to produce brick, a card, a point, 2 blues, a wild, and then on my board, 3 workers, a blue, gray, and a card. I have no other production because I keep destroying them. All right, now the assault is going to happen. The enemy to your left targets one of your weapons to be raised. I don't know how that would work in solo. That is kind of a weird one, because it's not really compatible with solo modes. Chooses one to be raised. Well, if it's not mag raised, let's just use the cards as a identifier. All right, so do I have anything that matches these? I do not. That's the same thing. Gas can. Okay, so first gas can. It can be raised as this one. And I get a ruins because of it. Yeah, that one's annoying. I don't want to raise all my stuff. I mean, come on. Okay, so first of all, do I want to get the new contracts? Spend a gun. Do you get 3 or just get 2? Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 workers to gain that. They'll gain the other one for 2 points. 1, 2. I'm going to spend that in my wild as the gun to get 3 red. Okay, now they're going to try to attack me. So first, brick and gun. Ah, they destroyed my Thieves' Den. Well, I keep forgetting the stuff they raise gives me things. I keep forgetting this stuff. Okay, I got a gas can from when they raised my mech building. And my Thieves' Den. I get a wild resource for raising my thieves then. Not great. Not great at all. Do I have any production buildings? Feature building bonus. Well, 1 star for each. Oh, that's just building bonus. All right, I was going to raise this one, but I mean, that's a lot of bricks. I mean, a lot of guns. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's raise this card. Yeah, you know what? I'll get rid of this one. So raising this one, it's going to give me 3 guns and a point. That is part of what I need. Oh, did I not get a gear? I didn't get a gear. It's part of what I need to defeat this Moloch. So I'm going to send a worker to their open production to get another gear and give them a point. Then I'll spend the 2 gears and a gun to defeat this guy. Ooh. Oh, yeah, let's build that. Spend a gray. Let's build him. So action, spend a worker and X number of gears. Right, this is the radio transmitter. X number of gears to gain 3 points. X is the number of deployed machines, minimum 1. So I could get 3 points just for 1. I'm going to do that. 1 and 1 to get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And over here I'm going to spend worker and gas to gain 2. That's probably best. And let's use a brick to build over here. It gives me a point for building over. And that as an action, it's going to go down here. You guys still see that? Yep. I'm going to spend a gun to gain 2 workers. Oh, no, sorry, not a gun. I'm going to spend a gas can because I got too many. To gain 2 workers. Then spend a worker and 2 guns to get 3 points. You see the engine starting to roll here. Oh, and I forgot I got a point every time I hack a machine because that's still there. I should look at what I'm going to build next. I don't want to discard my deals. That's not nice. Maybe I'll spend a gas can to get 3 blue, and then I'm going to spend 1 of them to make a deal here to get another brick. Get a couple of bricks going. Let's spend another deal to put that here and get another worker. And I can spend 2 workers to draw a card. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that because I need more options here. I'm going to gear to gain a point. Maybe activate it twice. Discard a deal. No, I don't want to do that. 1 time gain point for each gun. Not helpful. Well, I guess I'll spend a brick to build over this one. Gain a point for building over. And that's another action. Does it fit on the screen? Yes, just barely. You know what? Discarding deals at the end of the game is probably a good value. So I'm going to use my last brick to build over this one, this ruins. Gain another point for building over. And hang on to that. So now I'm stuck with a gas can and no way to use it, but that is fine. I think I did pretty good. All right, so let's do some cleanup. I got lots of stuff here. So I think we're going 1 more round, and then that's going to be it. Okay. 4 cards. Open production, actions. Spend a worker in a blue to draw a hacked card. Ooh. And spend a brick to gain a point. Maybe activate it twice. So I am getting 2 bricks, but they might be destroying stuff from me. Spend a worker in a blue to draw a hacked card. I'm going to take that in my hand. All right. They're taking open production for brick. Nice. I could use that. Yeah, I'm going to take this one. I'll take the other open production for a bulldozer. All right, then we produce worker, 2 bricks. Oh, sorry, they get an extra card too. So 2 bricks, a card for me, point for me, gear, two gas cans, and a wild, and then 3 workers, another gas can, gray token, and a card. Okay, Molochs, here they go. Come on, assault. Place a gear on the gear action spots. Oh, and we can't use it. Ah, that's too bad. Okay. Reveal new contracts. Gain 2 red. Gain 3 blue. 2 red might be good for bulldozing. Or not bulldozing, destroying my own things. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pick this one up. They are going to pick up the other one for 2 points. I'm going to spend mine right away for 2 reds. And yeah, use it to raise this card from my hand for 2 points and a gun. And now they're going to try to attack me. Let's see, meeples and wild ammo. Oh no, this one gives me workers. Okay, all right. Let's condense cards here. It's too bad, it's too bad. Okay, so do I go after the Moloch first? Yeah, I might as well, since I got a lot of stuff. All right, gear, gun, brick. He goes in my hand. Okay, so I need to. I'm not gonna. I think the rounds, the game's gonna be over because I've already triggered the end of the game. So we just need to try to maximize points here. So it's too bad I can't get those gray tokens here. Discard one of your deals to gain a point. Yeah, I'm just gonna discard. Since deals are not points at the end of the game, I'm gonna discard 2 deals to gain 2 points. So this one is done. Oh yeah, and I hacked the machine, so I get a point. Let's see, do I want to build over with a brick? Worker in a blue. Production building bonus. Yeah, okay, let's run gray to build this, and it has a building bonus of a blue. So that kind of pays for itself. And I'm going to spend another one to play that destroyed mech. His production of choose an enemy building and you gain the goods it provides instead of its owner. Also choose and building bonus, choose enemy production building and gain the goods it provides. So I can essentially pick 2 buildings and gain things that they produce. What would be useful? There's not a lot of actual production that they have. It's all open production. Oh, your gear for each gear in your state, max 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3. And then for the bonus, which production will we use? The only one that's useful is that same one. So 3 more gears. It's too many gears. Do I have a card I can use to spend gears is the question. No, I can spend bricks. Draw 1 hacked card. That might be good, but I may never be able to play it. Yeah, let's... I could try destroying something. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, spend the ammo as a gun to get 2 red. Use those to get 2 bricks and a card. And please be useful. Each time you destroy a machine, get a point. Not useful. Not useful at all. All right, let's spend a gas to gain 3 blue. Oops. See, I'm having a hard time fishing these out here. And then let's make some deals. Yeah, sure, let's just make a deal. This one for a point. It's just peanuts, but sure. Okay, spend a gear to gain a point, can be activated twice. Okay, I'm just gonna do them both right now for 1, 2. Spend a worker and X equal to the deployed machines, minimum 1. So a worker and X, you got 3 points. 1, 2, 3. I have not 2 guns. Working a gas to gain 2 points. And then let's do some building. Okay, so let's spend a brick to build over these ruins. Get a point for doing that. Production is get a bulldozer. And if I have one of these symbols, I get an additional one. So I actually get 2 bulldozers. And I am pretty much running out of cards here, but yeah, because I don't have the guns. These are all used. That's all done. I have no workers left. All right, so this last one is pretty much gonna be it for me. So I'm just gonna do a build over by spending a bulldozer to build over anything. And it really doesn't matter what I build over. This is just cards. And I get a point for building over. All right, that is the end of the game. So now we're gonna look at points for buildings, because everyone's passed everything. Yeah, and then now what we're doing is adding up points for the buildings. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 38 to 47. Okay, not too bad. And the AI has 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 14 to 19, 29. All right, so I'm way ahead. Now let's check how my score is. and I'm at 47. I qualify as a human. So, not the worst score, but certainly could be better. Well, let's head back up, and I will give my review. Yeah, so you'll see that in the solo version of the game, and I will say from experience, there's generally a lot more destruction happening of your buildings than there would normally be in a multiplayer game. So don't forget to grab the deal resource when your thing gets destroyed. I kept missing that, and I'm sure I've messed up a couple times, so I apologize. I don't know if it would have helped my score at all, but I did not too bad. And the AI just amasses cards and points, kind of depending a little bit on what you do. I'll go over the expansion reviews at the end, giving my thoughts. So, 51st State. I think first of all, production quality is quite nice. I do have the kind of the pre-order edition, which is similar to the resources they're offering in, I believe, a Kickstarter with like a master set. And they're nice. I don't think it's necessary to have the little cutouts on the resources, but they do look very nice. And the quality is quite good. The cards are, not linen finish, but they're decent quality. Although there's linen finish on the board, which is strange that it's not in the cards. But the cards are decent. The artwork is great, and there's a ton of artwork. Almost every card with some doubles has unique artwork, and it all very much fits the theme. The actions and things in the cards kind of fit the theme. They kind of work, and like just the look and the feel and the play, I think fits. The gameplay is very smooth. That initial draft and then just action. Everybody's taking turns doing actions. Makes for a very quick and smooth game. The downtime is very low in this game because it's not going to be long until it comes back to you. And even during the solo with the AI, after the 3 attempts to attack, which they successfully destroyed one of my buildings each time, after the 3 attempts, the AI gives up and stops, which means that you are free to just combo to your heart's desire, and which is really nice. The multi-use cards are very cool, like being able to essentially trash them by raising your own cards to get bonus resources or build a deal so that you get like a bit of an engine building, getting resources every round, building up your little map collection of actions and production, and some of the features give bonuses for different things or different sets. I think the mechanics of the game are very sound, and they work really well. There's some asymmetry between players because the player boards are all a little bit different with how the production and the cost of the actions. So that's great too. And the variety, even just in the base box, is quite high because you can play either with just the base deck or with the new era or the winter decks come in the base box. So there's a ton of stuff already in there that gives a little bit of a different feel. I believe the winter has more defensive things in it, and the new era is a little bit more combo-y, but I might be a little bit wrong on that. But the base game has got tons of value in it already. Your engine's not going to come out the same way twice, especially if you change up different factions. There's also some print and play factions available. So if you missed out on any Kickstarters for extra factions, there's a bunch of them that you can get for free off of the Portal website and print them off yourself for free. So I think this game is a very high recommend, even without the fancier wooden resources. These are all wooden, but they wouldn't be dug out, I guess you could call, with the special kind of cutout of the tokens. But it is a highly recommended game. I know not everyone I played with fully enjoys it, but if you like engine tableau building with some very light take that mechanics, really it's not going to happen much in a multiplayer game because attacking is prohibitively expensive unless you're really going for that. But it's just a very smooth game, and it's not long either for how meaty it is. It's quite good. All right, so expansion decks. we have, I believe, first was the Scavengers deck. That's the first pack that came out. Each of the decks, you would shuffle that in with the base deck, the base 51st State deck, to get a different experience. The Scavengers pack adds some very interesting mechanics dealing with a discard pile. So everyone will have their own discard piles, and there's ways to draw cards and things from other players' discard piles and interact with those in unique ways, which is quite interesting. The Allies adds some different factions that are not controlled by the players, and you get special tokens that act kind of much like the regular tokens for making deals and development and stuff. But you can kind of spend them to kind of further your engine a little bit, in the sense that if you have a bunch of tokens from one faction, you're going to be able to build other cards from that same faction for cheaper, or spend faction tokens that don't match to destroy that faction. So there's some really interesting stuff in here. And then the Molochs, which we just played, offers not only a whole new set of cards based around using those Molochs and getting them into play and building them, or bonuses for attacking them, but these things come out and do some nasty things and attack everybody. And you can destroy them, disable them yourself, and you do get a nice little bonus for doing that, which is quite nice. It is a very cool expansion. Again, none of the expansions I think are necessary, but if you're looking for a little more variability, then they're not expensive either, I believe, and they change up your game a little bit. Now, while the solo is easy to play, it is not the most robust solo, but I think it works quite well. It is essentially still a beat your own high score, but with a little bit of take that involved. So yeah, I would highly recommend this game. Again, you have to enjoy the post-apocalyptic theme, which is not always for everybody. Some of it's a tiny bit gruesome. There's no real gore on the cards, but there's some monsters and things that, while definitely not the scariest monsters in board gaming, are maybe a little bit much for younger audiences or just people who are sensitive to that sort of thing. But if you like games like maybe Wingspan, where you're building your card engine, or Res Arcana, then I think you would really enjoy 51st State as well. So check it out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you would like to see me play one of the other expansions in solo, please let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching.